I'm watching this video, and although it's supposed to be an educational video, I kind of feel like I'm in a chemistry class where I'm learning about the periodic table again. I'm kind of shocked as to the things that I'm currently learning. The guy speaking about the periodic system, the elements, the noble gases and stuff, and then he says one analogy which kind of stuck in my mind. So he begins by saying that all the elements, except for six, which are the noble gases, are pretty much unstable, and they wobble around because they do not have their circuits complete. So that's why they wobble around. They aren't just spinning inside one place in harmony. They just go woo, 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 and then just fly off somewhere. And the only way for these electrons, for these atoms to actually, for these elements to become harmonic is to meet up with another wobbling element. So woo, 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 and now they hook and then they spin together inside one single place. That's how they can become harmonic. And I'm still kind of confused as to what he's exactly talking about, but then I go on and listen to him even more. Then he mentions the noble gases. The noble gases do not wobble around because they are already complete and they spin in one place in harmony. So most likely you're thinking that these noble gases do not need any other elements. And that's partly true. But whenever they meet up with another noble gas or something that they can meet with, which is also complete, whenever two already complete atoms meet together, they create light. And this kind of stuck in my mind since that day onward, because if you really think about it, that's exactly the human race. That's exactly the man and the woman which struggle in life. If you really think about it, you can probably find yourself. You're either a noble gas, which is highly unlikely since you're watching a video like this, or most likely, which is 99.9% of you, will be in the normal category, where you just wobble around. You aren't complete. You still have some insecurities. You still have some worries about yourself. You still sometimes masturbate, and you continuously look for this other wobbling element, which is in a form of a girl, to actually meet up with and then start living life to the fullest. And yes, to some extent, you may think this is good, you may think this is beautiful, but the scientist that I was watching just mentioned something which actually made sense. You are basically dependent on the relationship. If you get into this kind of relationship where you have to be linked together with this other element, with this other human, to sustain yourself. The moment this relationship breaks, which might happen, probably around 40 to 60% of marriages actually divorce. When this happens, you come back to the old wobbling self and you wobble around in space, not knowing what to do. Both of you do. So you may go on and start masturbating again, going back to your old habits and doing stuff that you don't exactly want to do. And you may have a question. You may be thinking, but how can I go around this now, if that's true? So you remember the noble gases, right? So they are already complete. They are already full. They already spin in harmony. They do not need anyone else. Doesn't that remind you of something? Those 0.01% of people, those people who are actually successful, those people who actually have a good functioning life, family and business, those are those people. And whenever you look at them, you just can't help it but even to some extent feel a bit jealous of them as to how great of a relationship they actually have. Not only with their woman, but with life, with business, with other people around them, with everything. And you don't know what to feel. Whether you should be happy for them, whether you should be sad that you're not in their position. Well, what if I told you that you can become one of these noble gases? You can become one of them by actually focusing upon yourself, by locking in and doing something which is called self-improvement. Start going on NoFap and actually go on and cure your life. Now, I do say NoFap, but what I mean by that is less fap. Continuously, slowly try to improve yourself. That's how you do it, not through just quitting it in one single day. I managed to do it, but that doesn't mean that you can do it as well. So just start slowly decreasing on the bad behaviors you do and introduce some other good behaviors inside your life. In my example, I started meditating, journaling. I have never thought that I will meditate and journal. I thought that those two things were, one, the girliest things, and two, the gayest things that a man could do. But I still did them, and I still do them now, up until this point. And probably I'm not gonna stop until the day I disappear from this earth, because it was so damn valuable for me. The moment I started doing that, I could feel myself becoming one of those noble gases. And don't get me wrong, I'm still not complete. I'm still not completely inside this noble gas category, but I'm getting there. And what do you become when you become a noble gas? You may be thinking, hey, but if that's the case, I will never find a wife, because first, I'm not in need of her, and second, bro, it will be too hard. Like, how many of us are out there? Well, if you're ambitious, which you are simply by watching this video, you proved it to yourself, you will find one. And it will be tough, but you will find it. You will find her soon enough, because you become the prize. And the moment you find her, you will love each other, and you will create light. You will create something incredible inside this world. So be aware of this and go out there and take care of yourself first before you can take care of others. Screw the advice that most normies out there give you. Oh bro, if you just had a girlfriend, everything would be easier, bro. If you just had a girlfriend, you could fuck her, and you would actually become a good guy. Stop listening to people who can't even speak proper English. Like, I spoke it right now improperly, but stop listening to people who actually tell this advice, because you can see from the way they look and from the way they behave that they aren't a noble gas. They are one of those wobbling lost elements who just feel happy when they are in the presence of others. So, if you want to be whole, listen to what I just said. And also, if you would like to be surrounded with people with also other noble gases, just like you, in the process, click the first link in the description to join my community, and see you there.